In this lesson, we'll take a look at the Vlookup function. The Vlookup function looks up a value in the leftmost column of a table or a list of data. The list or table must be sorted by the leftmost column. Once the lookup is complete and the lookup function has found the value in the leftmost column that you asked for, it will then traverse to the right of the row that that value is on and find a corresponding value from another column that you specify. Before I start the Vlookup function, I will name the list or table that I plan to use for my lookup. This just makes the whole process of creating the lookup function easier. So I will come out to my list or my table, I will click in the middle, and I will do a Control A to select the whole table. I will come up to my name box, click once, and type in a name for my list. No spaces allowed here, so I'll call this my data. Notice that instead of a space, I use an underscore character. Spaces are not allowed when naming objects or columns, tables, lists in the name box. And I'll press enter. I'll start the Vlookup function. Press my left parent, and I can see the values separated by commas that the Vlookup requires. Any values in this list that are in square brackets are optional, meaning you can leave them off. The first thing it's looking for is the lookup value that I want to look up in the leftmost column. My lookup value I have listed here already. I will click on this cell and it pops in G3. Next, type a comma, and then I'll type in my table array, which is the list I named just a moment ago. I'll type in my. Right away it finds my data. I'll go ahead and press tab to plug that in, comma, and it's looking for the column index that it wants to return. Now this is the first column in which it looks up. This is the second column, this is the third, and this is the fourth. I'd like it to return the value in the third column. So I will just type in the number 3. I'll finish that with a close parent. I'll press enter and I get 18.6. Sure enough, if I come down here and look at chai, in the C column it's $18.60, so it appears to be working. Now what if I had typed in a lookup value that was not in the list on the left? For instance, what if I had come up here and typed in something like cut garlic and pressed enter? It would return the number 14. Well, what is 14? It looks down the list and it will try to find cut garlic. And if it can't find cut garlic, it will take the next higher value or the next item in the list that would have been just past cut garlic, and then it backs off one. So what I end up with is the value for Cote de Blaye, which is 14. Likewise, if I entered something like flute chocolate, pressed enter, it would come over here, try to find FLU, wouldn't find it until it find Gite Toast, and then it would back off one, and I would end up with this value, which is 18. The last parameter in the Vlookup, which is optional, is the range lookup. The range lookup can either be true or false. If you leave the range lookup off, it's true by default. In our example, we had left the range lookup off and it's true. This means that your leftmost column must be sorted in ascending order. If you have a column that is not sorted in ascending order, if it's just randomly sorted, you can use the range lookup to find an exact match for your lookup in the leftmost column. Now let's go ahead and try this. I'm going to come out to my quantity column. I'm going to click once and I'm going to sort this in ascending order by the quantity. This completely blows out the sort order for my product name. I will change my formula to be an exact match, and I do that by coming out here at the very end and typing in the word false, or I could just type in a 0 and it returns correct answer, which is 32. If I look down here, try to find Ikora, even though this list isn't in any alphabetical order at all, there it is. You can see that the value is 32 for what we're looking for. Go ahead and resort my list. Let's take this another step. I'm going to come out here and edit my formula. And what I'd like to do is multiply my lookup value column index by the next column over. So in other words, I want to take the unit price, multiply it by the quantity, get the total product sold values, total sales for the given product that I'm looking up. So an easy way to do this, I would just come out here. I'm going to select all of this formula data up here at the top that I already have. I'm going to do a Control C followed by an escape key. And out here when I edit this guy up here at the top, and I'm just going to multiply that. Do a Control V, and instead of column 3, I'm going to go ahead and look at column 4. So what this is going to do is it's going to look up Ikora. It's going to take the unit price by Ikora and multiply it by the fourth column, which is the quantity, and I should get the sales value. total sales value. Let's try it for another one. I'll type in I, and I get 232. And sure enough, out here, just to test it, we're going to take this multiplied by this, end up with 223 rather. So it looks like it's working.